One was fairly competitive, but in the end, it is Astralis who they get the win on Heretics pick, and now heading into Inferno, you got to think that Astralis are going to be favourites on this one, Dean.
Yeah, I definitely have to say that. Heretics put up a great performance back on Dust 2, but Inferno, a map here where I think those nades could be even more useful for Astralis. We had the stat, it was 71, I believe. Shout out to Professor, of course. As an opening kill, at least going in favor of Heretics here. If they can pick up the pistol, though, that would be a fantastic start, because as we had said, they did lose both pistols back on that previous map and both first gun rounds, and still made it a relatively close performance. Right now, though, Kiyoshima being entrusted as the sole B defender. He is going to be smoked off. Was hoping to try and catch one more player as the push was coming in, and may still be able to do so through the smoke. At least delaying for what is a very quick flank up banana right now.
Lots of utility on this pistol round for Astralis. It's a full-on B-execute with the Molotovs, and it gets them the bomb down safely. Now they have to play the post-plant, though. A second smoke deployed, and the CTs are stuck on Banana, but XMS gets the kill from CT spawn. Magis trying to fight his way out of this one alongside Device, but it's not looking likely. Device is run down by all the Heretics players, so even though Astralis' utility gets them onto the bomb site, the post-plant isn't too successful for them. Heretics come away with a nice pistol round win.
Indeed, and that opening kill really did help them out quite a lot. Made it a little bit easier once they had to actually push in for that retake.
Oh yes, it's the Bison. I'm just excited for the Bison,
Yeah,
sorry.
I've been seeing the Bison a lot, especially on Inferno. Close range, they can be very effective. As you said, also having a bit of a buff alongside the Tech 9. So both weapons being utilized a little bit more. Especially the Bison. I mean, you've never seen that really being pulled out before.
Yeah,
it wasn't worthwhile.
I think it was
the amount of
a
bullets
nice
it has
change.
as well. Yeah, it's crazy, especially towards Banana. I mean, what, if you have an eco rush coming here, this Bison can tear people apart. Right now, though, the full force buy in from Astralis. They haven't gone for weaponry off the back of the bomb plant. They could have got rifles, of course. Instead, focusing on getting that full utility to actually give them the ability to execute on towards the A bomb site. And already, I mean, they have shown a little bit of presence. They forced XMS, who was up on balcony, to drop off towards the bomb site. No smoke, I don't believe, towards Moto, though, so there is still going to be the help coming in from long as well. So this is going to be tough. Quite a bit of damage actually being done by the HEs as well. Maka able to go ahead and pounce there and get himself a double, and a little bit of SMG money being built up as well between XMS and Lucky. So a clean anti-eco, or a clean anti-force buy from Heretics, and now they should have the ability to have another clean round up against what is actually the eco.
Yeah, you pointed out there that Astralis invested heavily into the utility, but they didn't really use their smokes whatsoever as they were advancing onto the bomb site there. I guess maybe they were trying to see if they could use their smokes in the post plant to close out the round, but first you've got to focus on getting the bomb planted, which they didn't end up doing because the lineup was so nice for Heretics. And like you were saying earlier, this is where the Bison should be able to shine against unarmored opponents. Device has got the dig though, so you've got to be a bit careful, as Maka has been dealt with at top mid to start this round. However, with the banana control, Heretics can fully rotate over to this A site. They're comfortable leaving Kyo there with his 64 bullets of destruction in that Bison, so they're going to stack this A site with the rest of the squad. Is the gun available at top mid though? I don't see it right now, and Lucky's playing close anyway, so they don't want to let this gun be taken.
Obviously gives a small chance for the pistol to maybe do something, and I believe the MP9 already being retrieved there by Zipex. Eventually does pounce for that one kill. So that's a nice little bonus. $600, of course, being found for him. An opportunity for Device maybe to get more with the Deagle as well. See his one pushing down mid. Actually spotted two of the mid and one banana, so he knows where all these players are. But being so low on health, having lost control of the bomb as well, you're not really expecting anything else. And there it is. Navira goes ahead and closes that round. 3-0 for Heretics, as I said, unable to get off to any sort of a start like this back on the first map. So this is looking fantastic for them. But now Astralis come on to the guns. This is where we really see what they're going to be able to do. And unfortunately, probably keeping some of those weaker weapons in play over on the side of Heretics. You see the Bison even probably not going to be upgraded.
I love that we have an AWP and a Bison in the same round in Counter-Strike. You never would see that in the past, but now we're starting to see a bit more of the Bison, and against the armor, we'll see how it can do, because it was buffed with its armor penetration. It's still not great in that front, and Magis gets the shot through the smoke. That's the AWP dropped out of the hands of Lucky, and Kyo would probably want to go get that AWP if he could. Mac is actually going to pick it up, so there we go. They get the guns back. Kyo, I think, can upgrade now away from the Bison. Or maybe not. He's having to play close. And okay, Kyo's got the dig in his hand. And Maka, up on the boosted angle, gets a kill of his own. Good work from Heretics to come back into this round.
That was fantastic. I did not expect that to work out so well. Kyo just about survived on 1 health, and haven't actually been put into the position with a man disadvantage. Dupree was looking to see if he could make the play to pull Astralis back into the round. And when that doesn't work, instead leaving Device and Xyp9x in a difficult 2-on-4. They should know Kiyoshima's quite low over towards the B side of the map. He's actually come in now towards Arch to watch this cross with the AWP. So being on 1 health isn't the biggest the deal when you have that weapon either way, especially when it's Device that you're challenging up against. The upshot not even being able to be rang off at that point, and now it's all on Xyp9x. Eventually gets that 1 kill and gives himself the chance now to move towards B, but Mac is still in position, and he should be aware of this. Oh, the timing. As he took the smoke out. Bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Bit unlucky on the timing there. Takes the dink for his troubles. And so Heretics off to a very good start here on Inferno. 4-0 lead. Could very easily turn into a 5-0 lead because Astralis only have the pistols in this round. This time not much utility to back them up either. A couple of smokes in there, as well as a few flashbangs for Glaive. Again, can't count them out of rounds like this. We've seen some shots landed previously, but so far, Astralis haven't got too many kills on the board in these early rounds. They've only got 5 frags to their name after the first 4 rounds across the entirety of their team. So hopefully for their sake, they can turn that around pretty soon. Otherwise, Heretics are going to come out to a big, big lead. Nice bit of nade damage there as the pistols sit back and try and get a bit lucky through the smoke.
Yeah, not really finding any success. Lucky, I believe, just chilling over on B as well. But, I mean, they at least have the banana control. That definitely helps out. Having the nades, we said last time they bought up these nades alongside their pistols, we didn't really see them being used. This time, though, favoring over towards the B side, you would imagine they'll put one down towards the spawn, a smoke towards construction as well. And then a good few flashes to actually give them the chance to maybe isolate the fight here against Kiyoshima, who is on the bomb site. It'll be Lucky then who hopes to maybe spam away and see what he can do. Going ahead of the smoke, though. Magisk taken down. Lucky just commits to the spray. Gets himself the second off the back of it. The Molotov doing so much damage as well, eventually eliminating Dupree. And Kiyoshima is still in the back of that bomb site being a nuisance. Eventually falls, but it leaves Xyp9x in a 1-on-5, or rather a 1-on-4 as he got that first kill. But that's it. That's all he was able to find. 5-0 for Heretics. This is looking fantastic for them here, kicking things off on Inferno.
Yeah, Lucky it's got to be the MVP of that round. Not only for that double spray down which he got, which really helped on the initial hold, but then he also lined up that flashbang, which set up the player at Nubox beautifully for the free kill on the first Tech9 player that was rushing him. That player was full blind. So nice stuff from Lucky, getting kills and helping his teammates in that round. And heading into round number 6, 2 Heretics players are yet to die. That is a great start to this game for them. And Nevera, one of the players who's yet to die, gets aggressive and he's finally been dealt with. Dupree takes the opening fight for Astralis. XMS is close in the apartments though. This position could pay off for him depending on the timing. Dupree's about to round the corner. He gets forced away and XMS will also have to fall back. So no trade just yet for Heretics.
Bit of damage being definitely dished out, but as you said, unfortunately not finding the trade, so they are still outnumbered for the moment. It's about to be brought over towards B again. They line up for Kiyoshima, only able to get one. The Molotov, I believe, also doing some damage and forcing them forward into the crosshair there as Lucky was holding. And with the smoke still down, XMS has a great position. They have to come through to try and retrieve that bomb, which is dropped on the other side of the smoke. And trying to do so, Mac is given the opportunity to go ahead and snatch away another kill. A smoke down now, so maybe Device can get in there, manage to sneak his way onto the bomb, perhaps even run it back down Banana. But for the moment, I believe, just waiting for this wrap intro to spawn from Dupree. Oh, this is just falling apart for Astralis. Dupree left to try and clutch out the 1-on-2, and with XMS peeking over, or with Maka peeking over towards Banana, I believe they have the info, of course, that he's coming in from the CT spawn.
Yeah, it was nice and creative from Maka to get the shot over the smoke there. And Dupree has got the time against him. Oh, Maka is holding the right angle. Triple kill for him. He switched it out for the AK in the end there. And like you said, Maka just positioned himself on Banana. Was very aware of where the last man was coming from. Maka up to 10 kills early here on Inferno. And you've got to think at some point Astralis are going to have to take a timeout, because this is now 6 rounds down on their map pick. It is the T side of Inferno. You don't need too many rounds, but you at least want 5 or 6 minimum. And right now, even that is going to be a bit of a tough ask for Astralis, considering the start they've had here.
Oh, the confidence from Heretics that we're constantly getting, though. Maka peeks straight in the second mid. Takes out Glaive. It is, of course, the weaker buy, so that's a very risky play as well. It probably wasn't necessary, but it gives them that opening kill. And on top of the damage that's been done over towards Banana as well, this should be quite straightforward now for Team Heretics to just deal with these pistols. So most likely looking at a 7-0 lead right now for Team Heretics. And worth noting, if anyone who's just joining us recently, of course, you see Astralis took the first map. You're probably thinking that was their map pick. No, Astralis actually took Heretics map pick. This is right now the map that Astralis decided to choose coming into this series. And honestly, we were thinking Heretics were going to be in trouble. We said Dust 2 was one that they definitely could compete on. Despite Inferno being a good map for them, we thought Astralis would just be a bit too much for them to handle. But it's been far from that so far.
Yeah, far from perfect for Astralis, but pretty much perfect for Heretics at the start of this game, with Maka landing a second shot on his AWP. He's now going to reposition, playing very safe all the way back in CT spawn. So A-Long could be a little bit weak here, especially because Maka could just easily be smoked off at Arch. That's maybe a way for Astralis to try and get a closer range fight, but obviously Maka would communicate that over to his teammates. It's not really looking too good for Astralis here. Smoke for the site. Nevera's got a pretty good angle to deny them, though. Flash comes through. Nevera has spotted the first man. Zipex goes down. XMS in the other angle. Might not be needed. Nevera doing a lot of damage, and XMS eventually comes into play. A clean sweep for Heretics against the Pistols. Not a single player dying off in that round.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That's exactly what they needed. I mean, look at their economy even now. Astralis need to take a couple rounds in a row to actually be able to put a dent in it and force them down to an eco at that point. So we need to really see them now beginning to pick it up if they want to still be able to retrieve this into a pretty strong T-side for themselves. We actually haven't even seen Glaive being able to get a kill yet, so this is just in general one of the slower starts I've ever seen Astralis get off to. Again though, Heretics just continue to oppress no matter the opponent that they're against. Although Magisk just charging up through Banana apparently is a little bit too much for them to handle. But they're still not going to give up with these confident, aggressive plays. The issue is, again, they've been caught by it. Zipix is holding this time around. Mac is still up close, wants to trade, and will be able to find it with the Tech 9. But we're seeing that mid-aggression coming in the meantime. And now they've lost the long control, so that's a lot of trouble for them. You can see the wrapping around towards the A-bomb site, and Maka obviously in the pit. He's going to have a tough time holding down all of these angles. Oh, Device, I think, spotting 2 players in the spawn.
Ooh, Maka nearly burns alive, but surely he's done for. Indeed, Dupree rains in fire from above. And Astralis have got themselves onto the A-bomb site, finally looking likely to be their first round win, especially with Heretics backing away. They've made the save call. I think a bit slow on the rotate there from Heretics, but they also probably didn't expect to lose those players so soon. So the B players were trying to see if they could spot the Astralis players that were already pushed in through A-Long. They were a bit worried that Astralis could have been close by, and that just meant that Maka was way too isolated on the A site. There's not much the AWPer can do solo holding there. He tried his best, but those nades were really going to be his death sentence. So finally, some good work from Astralis, getting their first round win, mainly off the back of those 2 picks though, and mainly off the back of Heretics playing aggressive. So it's not like Astralis have found the winning recipe just off this round. It's nice for them to get around on the board, but we're going to need to see more from them as this half goes on.
Yeah, a good bit more. I ideally want them to come out with at least 5 rounds on the T side. Even then, that probably wouldn't be quite enough for them. So there's definitely still a great opportunity for Heretics to come out and still have a very strong showing on their defense. Of course, being able to reinvest quite easily into this round here as well, having saved over 2 weapons, even getting to keep a little bit of money for themselves. It wouldn't be quite enough to buy on everyone in the next round, although I think most players would have enough. So it is, as I said, a thing here for Astralis where they do need to chain together a couple of rounds to actually get that momentum going for themselves, and off the back of that potentially have a bit of an easier time against maybe some pistols. So they're not quite there yet. Again, though, I think we are going to see that aggression around Banana. Yeah, Device is pushing up right in the smoke right now. Dupree actually finding a kill elsewhere, but Lucky, as the smoke fades away, finds Device just kind of squatting in it. And that wasn't a difficult shot at all to hit.
Yeah, normally the player sitting in the smoke gets the advantage on those, which is why Device was there, but he did not pull the trigger. Clearly didn't see the AWP that was at top Banana. There are also a few angles you have to clear there, which could be part of it, but Astralis have got themselves into a 3v4, and oh, Magisk, great timing on this fight. Maka's not ready for it. They've also got players wrapping through A long, so Nevera has got a whole lot of pressure on him right now. He's got to solo hold this A site, and he's buying time for the rotate. Pushes the apps just at the right time. Magisk caught with a nade in his hands, and here comes the flank from Kiyoshima. Nade to the bomb site. Glaive gets one with the molly, but it's Zipex who's the last man standing. A 1v2 for the clutch player on the Astralis side. Fake taps the bomb again. Lucky not baited into the open. Zipex is going to go for it one more time, and Lucky has managed to get out into the open. Zipex didn't spot him, so Lucky lands an easy shot, and Heretics hold on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, the timing a bit unfortunate. As you said, Lucky just about able to cross the angle right there, set himself up, and close it out for Heretics as it comes down to a close 1-on-2 in the end, but they managed to immediately trade back. Astralis get one round, nothing else off the back of it, and we actually see them having to call in a tactical pause now. They're having a little bit of a chat. Zonic definitely giving some input at this point to see what they can start doing, because it's been surprisingly dominant. Really no one on Astralis has been able to get going with the frags either up to this point. We're seeing Maka at 13-4 again being the standout player for Heretics, but closely followed by Nevera, who is doing the same back on Dust 2, and doing the same pretty much against every single team that they played in recent memory. I believe in the last 5 games or so, the only team they've lost to was Fnatic. You might ask which team I'm talking about. Either of them. It's the same case.
That's not a bad record to have. Only losing against the #1 ranked team on HLTV right now.
Even then, Heretics did put up a pretty good fight against Fnatic.
Yeah, and it's not like Fnatic have been losing some games of their own. I think every team has in this online tournament. It's a high level of competition, but it's still definitely impressive for both these squads, especially Heretics, who have the man advantage. Magisk forced back into the flames. Keo gets the opening kill of this round. The Device is trying to plug the gap on Banana, but the nades are coming in. Keo runs past, and Device isn't ready for it. He should have heard those steps, but he doesn't react quickly enough. And Heretics dominating this Banana position at the start of the round.
Yeah, denying any attempt at control from Astralis, not only taking that 2-man advantage, but also tagging Glaive down heavily. A dangerous battle for Kiyoshima to be taken, but he will deal out a small bit of damage, take a small bit in return as well. But it's Dupree now who could give them the opening around this A-bomb site. If he gets this first kill on Maka, but I doubt he's going to be peeking out any wider because he also has Nevera just tucked in on the corner. So this is going to be very difficult as they move towards the A-bomb site. Yeah, and here we go. Maka's just waiting. Oh, a little bit of an awkward timing. He throws the Molotov down towards Boiler. Instead, Dupree is able to pounce. They may not expect Nevera actually goes as he sees the first player. Could have been maybe a little bit more patient there with the trigger. A little bit unfortunate because he will be traded back on by Glaive, but they still have the man advantage. And they also have XMS just hiding in the back of the bomb site, and they have no idea. Zipex! How the hell does he get that kill? Alright, jumps up, spins around, suddenly it's a 2-on-2.
Whoa, is the bomb going B? Surely not. How has he slipped through the cracks? Glaive is getting over to the B site while Zipex gets all the kills over on A. This is outstanding from Astralis, and Zipex is just going to back on out of there. Keo realizes he's been absolutely baited. That's beautifully done by Zipex as well. He landed some incredible shots. And what does Keo do at this point?
Honestly, maybe just save. He can drop a weapon in the next round if he could find an up. That would be fantastic. I'm not sure if there's one lying around nearby. I believe Maka's one maybe on the ground somewhere, or was it retrieved? I think that may have been the case. So yes, really saving the AK at this point is the only option. He's found himself a molly. Don't know if there's any other nades around that he could scavenge. As I said, needing to drop a weapon over in this next round, as we see XMS on 450, Lucky on just over 1,000. Nevera can buy for himself. So I mean, the fact that he has survived here has given them the ability to go ahead and get the full investment. But yeah, that was fantastic. Astralis bamboozled them with that play, making it to the spawn. Keo even gets a kill at the end.
That was the AWP that
takes the AWP away from Glaive, yeah.
And I feel like he only peeked because he heard the player close at T-Spawn who was breaking the flower pots with his knife for no real reason. Oh, that's a shame. They can well, they could have rebought the AWP, but they've had to drop some guns. So Astralis don't actually get an AWP as far as I can see. I don't see one on the ground. Yeah, it's having to be a Galil. That's a bit of a shame for Astralis. They're taking their second tactical timeout ahead of this round. They do know, though, that if they win this one, they probably can reset the CT economy. I'm sure that Astralis have kept track of what the money's like for Heretics, and you can already see Heretics in this very round have got an MP9 in the hands of XMS. That is, though, allowing them to get the 2 AWPs in play. So this is a really big swing round here. If Astralis win this, they should be able to salvage a decent first half. But if Heretics win this round, they could be on for a stunning first half performance here.
Yeah, Astralis still really relying on being able to get this one if they want to start building up that scoreline for themselves into a respectable position. Taking things again relatively slow. We're not going to see Heretics looking to try and challenge those aggressively towards Banana or anything early on, it seems. Happy enough to play a little bit more passive, I believe, just leaving the op posted up on the corner. So just playing to kind of take the 1-op shot, fall back, and just make Astralis work for whatever control they do want. Obviously being a little bit limited on nades on the CT side already, having thrown out a few early on, but they have the kind of basics with the smokes and molly as well on Lucky, some flashes. For now though, Astralis, I think, wanting to just take themselves control pretty much everywhere. Yeah, working out towards brackets, give themselves the options here, force Heretics back more so towards the bomb site and limit their info. And you can see as well a couple players have finally advanced on towards Banana. Not moving towards the top of it yet, where it would be a little bit dangerous, but it is only Lucky around this B area. They've actually rotated a fort back onto A, which I think is going to be the correct decision.
Yeah, looks like the right read at the moment. Flash from XMS gives him a bit of information as he goes for that peek, and Astralis, even though they have time, do not look very likely to double back to the B site right now. Device is just covering off Banana, making sure they're not getting flanked, but this is going to have to be an excellent A execute here from Astralis with 25 seconds left. Here we go, Zipex up close, gets the first kill. Maka in the midst of this smoke with the ult. This is not comfortable for him. Oh no, there's a player close. What is happening? Maka pushes through in the back. He misses again. Maka finally connects. That wasn't the man he was aiming at, but the kills all going the way of Astralis in the midst of the madness. And Heretics will have to save.
Really is the only choice in this position. Give themselves something in the next round where, other than these 2 saved weapons, I would imagine it is only pistols. So we're very likely going to see Astralis now pulling it back up to 4, which for a little while wasn't looking all that likely. We had a, of course, spectacular lead, being 8-1 at one point. Lucky actually getting 1 kill. I don't think Astralis can really afford to hunt this one either. They need to keep at least 3 alive here so that they can ensure that they'll have everything they want in this next round. Device and Zipex could buy for themselves, but I think maybe Zipex would want to drop over just so he can get those nades. But there we go, not really hunting down either of those players, so indeed the AK and the op going to be carried over. I don't even... Yeah, no, they can't really afford pistols here even behind them. So I would imagine just the AK and the op here to try and contribute to the round 4 Heretics, the 3 USPs. They might take a gamble, maybe stack up somewhere. But on paper, this should be Astralis taking back a 4th round for themselves.
Literally zero investment from Heretics other than what they've saved. Well, around what they've saved, I should say. Yeah, definitely wouldn't mind for Heretics here to put themselves in a position where they can save at least 1 or 2 of these guns if they don't win the round, just to make sure they've got a chance at getting a better buy into the next. Lucky boosted, but oh, Keo's gone down on Banana. He was the solo holder with the AK. One of the guns gone instantly. Maka currently peeking with the USP, and the timing is unbelievably good for him. He gets a free frag onto Zipex. Dupree has managed to move into Boiler while this is happening, but Maka's behind them. Dupree is having to take a pretty uncomfortable fight here in the apartments, and Maka looks for it, but Dupree gets the wallbang headshot he was looking for. That may have saved the round, although Lucky's ult is still on the B site, where Astralis look likely to commit.
If they get this kill though on the Vera, I think it could influence them to move back towards that A bomb site potentially. But for the moment, they don't really know. Lucky could be anywhere with this weapon. The smoke going down does hit him, but I don't think it gave away the fact he's here. You know, the shot is rattled off and missed. I think most likely that bomb to be retrieved and indeed just sprinted towards A. Glaive's going to go through the smoke. At that point, expecting Lucky to have just begun to back away, thinking that they would have all ran back down Banana. Glaive trying to catch him off guard. It just didn't work out. Again, though, there's not really any options other than saving. If Lucky brings this up over, it gives them something that otherwise they wouldn't have had in this following round. So he'll be able to drop that back to Maka. I like how Kiyoshima is named as Op Dropper.
That's nice. We don't get to see that on the stream, so it's good that you've got the extra info for us, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has to be the save. Like you're saying, they don't have a big enough losing bonus to get an AWP comfortably in the next round. I think it's $2,400, so Maka would have to invest literally every dollar he had to get an AWP in the next round. Whereas Lucky saving it obviously helps. I like this AWP skin. It's quite a cheap one as well, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, it's just called Dropper at the moment, as I said, so it doesn't say the actual name.
Ah, yeah.
It's an older skin, so well, not old, but it's older now for me. For the last like year or so, I haven't kept up on any sort of skins coming out in cases. Every now and again, I see one I haven't seen, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh, pretty, yeah. Well, there we go. Maka has got the AWP as we expected. He also has 15 kills to his name right now. He's been getting that AWP pretty consistently in this first half, which has definitely helped. They've actually given the AWP to Nivera, who has a good spawn for Banana, but he's just backed away from it. So Nivera's going to take the AWP to A, while there's a 3-man B stack at the start of the round from Heretics, perhaps to try and fight for this Banana control.
That normally is the goal. Otherwise, it's not really too worthwhile. You want to be able to get that aggressive control, then try and rotate at least one player back. A lot of the time, 2 of them over to A, and if you have an op, especially leave that then solo, just kind of playing around that wall, maybe jump peeking it for info if they only have the rifle. But they are still, for now, being challenged. They haven't really been able to force these players back out of Banana. And with the Molotov going down, that kind of cuts them off from really getting the help from Lucky, who's back towards the bomb site. Maka decides to go forward, gets wall banged there as he tries to peek in behind the car. Taken down through the wooden panel right there. Yeah, that's a tough spot now for Heretics to be in. Kiyoshima is still aggressive. Lucky's still back a little bit more passive. So they're not really in positions to work off of each other as Astralis continue to move forward. But they are slowing it down because of that smoke slightly. He's still in the sandbag, surprisingly.
Oof. Kyo pops up for a quick kill from the sandbags. No nades really left for the CTs, though. At least not on these B players, so he can't fall back to the bomb site. And Glaive is very ready on the angle. Glaive could have gone down at the start of this round, honestly. With all those nades on Banana, if one of them was slightly differently placed, he probably would have been dealt with. But he managed to dodge away from all the mollies, all the nades. And that's why Astralis were able to fight for Banana control so hard and so easily here. And now Heretics are just taking a gamble, stacking this B site with the remaining 3 players. And Astralis with 20 seconds left, the bomb is going A. So it looks almost certain that Astralis are winning this round. Even with that kill from Nivera, the A site is wide open for the taking.
Taking the gamble, which I agree with, because at this point, I mean, they had a 3-on-4, so either they get them come to their bomb site where they are stacked up and they have a chance to win the round, a really good chance, or else it goes A and they're left saving their weapons, which actually gives them a buy in the next round that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So it's definitely a position that I can agree with. 2,900 loss bonus. There'll be enough for the drops to come in. It also depends on which M4 some of them have. Now, Nivera and Lucky would be able to drop even if they have the A4. It'd only be XMS who'd be limited to only dropping the A1S if he has that on. So I think they should be fine anyway. But yeah, Astralis, considering they were down 8-1 at one point, have really gone ahead and recovered this half. Gonna upside down to what we've seen back on this too. Is he? Is he towards the pit right now? He's really not. I think he's making the way. Yeah, no, he's backing up. Okay, actually goes down. Never mind. I jinxed it. Where was it planted? Was it planted like more back towards the corner?
Yeah, it was planted closer to mid.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why he was screwed then. He might have been safe in the pit in that case.
Yeah, he was only on 20 health, which I guess is why he ran away. He wasn't comfortable. He just took a bit too long to run away there, I think, unfortunately. Oh, well.
Not a big deal, only 2 rounds left. They have plenty of money to reinvest in the next round if needed.
First timeout taken by Heretics ahead of this round. They've got the 2 AWPs in play. We've seen Lucky try and play aggressive on Banana with that in the past. He didn't find too much success from what I remember. Mac has also been playing B in some of these rounds, though, so they can be pretty fluid, pretty dynamic with this double AWP setup. And like you were saying, Astralis' money is fine. They rebuy the AKs, and with only 2 rounds left in this first half, that Glaive death is not going to be a problem. Astralis have done very well at just grinding their way into this half, though, because you look at the kills, and you wouldn't think they're doing that well, but they've got 5 rounds on the board, and they could easily get 6 or 7, which is a fine T half for them. I think a lot of that comes from the saves on Inferno as well. You oftentimes see the Ts just not get as many kills as they probably should because the CTs so often have to save on those retake attempts.
Yeah, that's true, especially if it's the B-bomb site that falls early on. Right now, again, the aggressive stance from the upper up close on the wall. It is the 3-man B stack, but they're not looking to really play too aggressive with it. I think it's more so in case Lucky goes down that they do have those 2 players there to support or hold down if we see Astralis even trying to capitalize on it. But Molotov on the corner, that's going to stop the op from really doing too much for the moment. Instead, being forced back off towards the bomb site. And I was going to say, it does give the control over to Astralis towards Banana. The Vice peeking in, kind of lucky to have survived, but I don't think that's going to last very long. The Molotov forcing them out into the crosshair there. Lucky scoped up with the AWP. That is a man advantage here for Heretics, and it looks like Astralis, haven't lost the player, have decided to go ahead and bring this straight towards this A bomb site. And they've made probably the correct decision with only 2 players here. The issue is, Maka connects that initial shot over towards Long, makes his way back through the Moto smoke that was intended to cut him off, and he just keeps on going. 3 already being found. It's Magisk who's left. And the Vera ends that one. 9-5. Heretics, they've at least confirmed a CT side half here that they can be happy with. But after being up 8-1, they want a bit more. They want this double-digit scoreline. If they can bring it back to 10, I think at that point they're still feeling pretty good.
I feel like I need to give Maka a nickname at this point. Maka the Magnificent, maybe? Kind of sounds like a wizard, to be honest. But he's doing some magical things right now with the AWP. That 3K was so cool to see. Just jumping up on the site for the last kill really shows the confidence of Maka. We've seen him take those fights throughout this game against Astralis. And Device looking to do the same, but it's the nade stack that goes against him. Keo getting the opening kill against the AWP of Astralis. Device again goes down on the early B aggression, similar to the previous round. And Lucky almost had a chance for a kill of his own, but the nades from Astralis have forced Lucky away because he's only on 20 health.
They've also been able to push out mid. No, the nade comes over and does quite a bit of damage to Dupree. I was going to say keeping themselves in an okay spot. The damage certainly not helping them. Dupree is still looking to pressure around this area. But they've also gone ahead and advanced 2 players finally up towards the top of Banana. So they've got themselves that control and the options if they want to go back towards B. For the moment that the bomb dropped in second mid, I'm not too sure exactly where they want to come in. I think Nade stacking over towards that B side of the map, seeing if they can maybe take someone out with that. Flashing a player in over towards Long being Dupree. And he does get 1 kill. But going down, it doesn't really obtain them all that much to work with. They know there's another player around Long. I would imagine the hope there was to get that kill so that they could start wrapping into the spawn and split the B-bomb site.
And they have no nades, no smoke for CT. If they go B here, they're going to be in a bit of trouble. Because Lucky's got the AWP on this angle. Yeah, they've realized they probably don't want to go B without the smoke. But with 30 seconds left, going back to this A site without top mid control, there is a lot that Astralis have to clear as they make their way onto A. 1 flashbang thrown. That's basically all Astralis have. It's all about running onto the site and predicting the players' positions correctly. XMS fighting from pit, gets the first kill. He gets away with his life, but Magisk finds the refrag. Turned into a 2v2, and Heretics have to go for it. It's the last round of the half, so we'll see what they can do on this retake.
Yeah, no real nades to work with, unfortunately, and Lucky being low, at least having the up can hang back a little bit more. Needs Kiyoshima really the way in towards the bomb site. Magisk actually wasn't watching the long push. Glaive was apparently sitting with his head down. I'm sure there was a small bit of miscommunication there, but a really quick reaction from Magisk either way to hit the headshot, and then it is, of course, closed out. So we see the 6th round there being found for Astralis. That's a really good T-side for them, all things considered, after going down so massively in the beginning. Is it enough for them to come back in and get the victory now? Who knows? We'll find out, obviously, pretty soon, guys. We are just going to go ahead and take a quick break here at the halftime.
My heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. I fed up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do, what I do, what I do right now. What I do, what I do, what I do right now. For you, for you.
Well, Heretics aren't making it easy for Astralis on any of these maps so far, but over on Dust 2, Astralis were able to come back into it and get the win. Let's see if they can do the same here on Inferno as we head underway into their CT pistol, and they've got 3 nades. This could be interesting, or it could do no damage.
Nope.
Just absolutely
there
deny
was
my
only
hopes
2
and
of them.
dreams. Oof.
There was only 2 of them, but they invested heavily into nades, so I'd imagine they were hoping for that initial damage. Big find though by Glaive to still give them the opening kill there around the apartments. You see Dupree, who's raid bossing with a CZ and armor at the moment, actually, I believe, dinking up a player there as he was peeking in towards middle. Was initially trying to aggress through apartments, but forced to fall back off. So we also found a bit of info about what's happening. So you've seen Astralis already react to that, rotate players around, and indeed set themselves up now to try and hold down what is going to be this A push, and I believe trying to wrap around in through long as well. That's the goal here for Heretics on the T side. Oh, actually realizing that that's not a great idea anymore as the rotation had already come in. Instead, all focusing up through short and finding no kills so far. Kyo gets 1. That's it though. Trying to trade out weapons. You can't find it. Never take a... Yeah, Kiyoshima brought a knife to a gunfight. I was going to say you never take a knife to a gunfight, but...
That's literally what happened.
told Kyo.
The naked soldier at the end there, not the best strat from Kyo, but Heretics just get shut out of the pistol, sadly. Astralis have been pretty good on the pistol rounds, I think, throughout this series, and off the back of that, they deny the bomb plant, so they're comfortable going with full SMGs into this next round. No Bisons for Astralis, though, just the MP9s and the UMPs. Fair enough, though. The MP9's fire rate is always going to be good against basically any opponent, especially the unarmored ones. Speaking to top mid, early nades from Astralis. Oh, that's a lot of damage onto XMS. No investment here from Heretics, so this is a round where really you're looking for 1 kill, maybe 2 kills max. And even then, Astralis have got the SMGs, so even if you recovered a gun, it wouldn't give you the most playmaking ability, sadly.
Yeah, it's just straight up full SMGs though from Astralis, so good chance for them to obviously, as you said, take down these cavalierless opponents, but also leaves them with the weaker weapons then most likely in the next round, unless they want to upgrade onto a good few of those players. Device gets himself 3 kills, Dupree gets 2, so of course, as I mentioned before, not enough kills really to go around to make those SMGs worthwhile on everyone. So yeah, we'll see if they decide to upgrade much. Device, I believe, is going to do so.
I was wondering if Device might buy something cheaper so that his money stays strong to be able to buy an AWP into the future. Because this is a round that, if you're Astralis, you're probably thinking you've got a chance in, but you might lose. That's got to be in the back of your mind with the multiple SMGs, the majority SMGs. But Device spends all his money. He's fully committed to this round, and we'll see what the SMGs can do. We'll see if they come out with something a bit spicy in this round, considering they know they have the weaponry disadvantage on the Astralis side.
Yeah, that makes sense. They put Device with that 1M4. Obviously, he went down the previous round, so he had to buy up. So he gets the 1 rifle, brings that around mid. It allowed those 3 SMGs to peek around Banana early on and restrict the control for the D side. And now already, they have actually rotated back into a standard setup pretty much right now. Majesty playing close in the corner, but that's going to be a tough spot to do anything from with so many players coming around from long. Indeed, he goes down. Maka also catching the aggression through the banana smoke from Glaive. It is a little bit of a bonus round overall Apart from Device, obviously, as we said, went for the M4, had to after going down before. Spirit almost caught in the corner, actually does go down. It looked like he himself should have had that. Dupree's in a great position where he can still have quite a lot of impact. This is a bit scary. He actually hears them beginning to run back down mid, and that's allowed for Zipex to go position himself now. Or maybe not. Dupree's actually stopped the bomb. Long range MP9 looking for more. The CZ comes out. Will he be able to finish it? There we go. It's only Keo left. He gets himself one, but Zipex has already came around through Banana, and I don't think he's going to expect that.
Oh no, he's got his back turned.
He has no idea. Yeah, doesn't expect it at all.
Wow. I don't know how Dupree survives for so long in those fights without taking any shots, really. With the MP9, with the CZ down mid. Oh, must have been some misses from Heretics, unfortunately, and some very costly ones because Astralis come away with the round win, and that puts them in a great position to really get some control going now on their CT side. They've got the full rifles, full nades, a chance to build up even more money here against what is a weak buy from Heretics. Although Heretics this time haven't had to fully save. They've got some nades and some pistols, so they'll look to do some damage with a fast banana play. Oh no.
Zipex caught in the molly. How does he end up living? Takes 2 more damage afterwards. I believe he got shot through the corner of the wall while escaping. The nades just obliterate any real opportunity for Heretics in this round, though, despite that damage being done. The nade gonna come over. They're already gone, though. They're backing down Banana, realizing there's really not much they can do around here right now. And we should see Astralis with that being able to claim themselves the lead. Maybe a chance, though. If they can take down this player up close on short, they could potentially overwhelm the player towards the pit as well. And with that, maybe get the bomb planted, boost up their own buy a bit in this next round. And yeah, there you go. The Eagle of Navira actually takes down Device quickly. Free with the nade, finishes off one player. Lucky who fell. Navira, though, going to follow up and despite not getting the kill, did help out a little bit with the damage there for Kiyoshima. So it gives them the bomb plant. I mean, that wasn't really too expected, to be fair. 2 kills, a bomb plant. There wasn't a lot of investment in that round, so I think Heretics can be pretty happy with how that actually went down. But the issue is they've given the lead back over now to Astralis, which is not really what you want to be doing coming into a matchup against them as an underdog.
Mac has got the option for the AWP, and he takes it on the T side of Inferno. Some AWPers don't like to go with the AWP on the T side of this map. It's pretty difficult sometimes to actually push the bomb site with the AWP because there are quite a few awkward close angles to deal with. So I'm interested to see how Maka plays with the AWP into this round. He should be aware he's up against the AWP of Device as well. Both primary AWPers able to get the sniper into their hands. But in terms of kills, Maka has been outdoing Device so far in this game. 19 kills for Maka, 9 for Device. We'll see if that changes now that Device is onto this CT side though, and now that he's got the sniper into his hands ahead of this round. Astralis taking away banana control pretty easily right here. Smoke in play. Zipex pushes off the back of it. And Heretics are playing it very safe at the start of this round.
Yeah, I think expecting this aggression that they've seen now for quite a few rounds in a row from Astralis, they definitely want to keep it, especially over towards Banana with this playstyle. Zipex is able to find 2. That Molotov just makes it so difficult for them to try and trade. And although they do eventually get one, Navira immediately burns alive. Suddenly, Maka's left in a 1-on-4. I mean, this round has barely begun and already it is over. Running in through that Molotov down to 66, losing a third of his HP. Not making it any easier for him up against 4. And with that smoke at the bottom of Banana, he doesn't know if anyone could have already gotten themselves up close. And as we can see, that is the case. 2 players pushing down mid. Device with the op there to finish that one off. And 11-9, Astralis continue to extend this lead now that they've been able to claim for themselves. No bomb plant. So with that, Maka's struggling to actually get the investment out in this round. Other than that, though, the money's all right, so they could consider it. But yeah, I think just going to go for the half buy.
Yeah, another safe approach ahead of this round. They want to get those full buys if possible. So a lot of nades bought alongside these pistols. Heretics have the room to be able to do that because they were pretty rich at the start of this round. They could have maybe even forced, but they take the pistols along with the nades. And oh, it's Astralis' nades that do the early damage. Maka, the one man without Kevlar, takes the brunt of that nade down to 34 health. That's a bit unfortunate. And Zipex has a smoke that he's about to deploy back at the top of Banana. But Heretics are already ready to push here. So Astralis have got to be a bit careful. That smoke now lands, and it looks like Astralis are going to be fine for the time being. They've still got nades as well, which can slow this down. And here we go. Heretics commit to the B play. Oh, nades out. Okay, Zipex somehow stays alive. And the nades are out in time for Astralis. They're locking down this B bomb site. Clay switches for a Tech 9, and Nevera's just sitting in this smoke. Not really with much of a chance, but maybe there's something that he can do. Nope, the answer's no. Glaive gets a Tech 9 kill, and this round's done.
Yeah, Keo in a 1-on-5. I'm not fancying his chances of being able to win this one. Yeah, and just immediately gets peeked by Device and goes down. 12-9, it kind of seems like what we've seen back on Dust 2, unfortunately, where Heretics are able to come through with a very solid T side for themselves, but then the momentum shifts, especially on the CT side, and Astralis, they just look too strong for them. Especially, again, I believe the nades being absolutely massive. Yeah, I mean, look at that utility damage. Glaive is 529 right now. Apparently so does Lucky.
You always get the... Well, normally you get higher numbers on Inferno, but 500 is yeah, pretty crazy, I think it's fair to say.
Actually, Lucky also has 529, though, if my scoreboard is correct, so that's quite crazy. 2 players on such high utility damage. 340 for Magix as well. This game is just being crazy so far, but yeah, Heretics feels like they're falling a bit flat so far on the T side. That was an opportunity as Lucky got one. Unfortunately, traded straight back, and with the smoke down towards the bottom of Banana, they can't really capitalize on taking themselves to control.
Yeah, he's like somewhat vulnerable here though. Only 2 CTs in position. Dupree's having to watch both the apartments and the short side right now. I think Magisk might just be peeking top mid enough that he's not too scared of short, but Magisk about to take this fight, and Maka wins it. Now they can quickly move into the A-bomb site. Smoke's deployed, and Dupree is the solo holder, tapping, but he can't connect any of these shots. He does some damage to XMS, but it's nowhere near enough. Even with Glaive getting one through the smoke, it isn't going to happen for them. Astralis have to call off this round. They have to save. They've got loads of money, though, so it's not a massive issue for Astralis, but finally, Heretics finding some success, some much-needed success there on the A site.
Indeed, giving themselves the chance to start trying to grind a little bit back into this T side. Now it is their opening round of the second half. They've really been struggling for quite a while. What did we see? 7 rounds in a row there for Astralis. They had taken 11 of the 12 rounds, 11 of the last 12 rounds up until this one, so it's been a while since we've seen Heretics been able to get themselves a little victory on the board, so nice little shining light potentially for them, but they need to keep it up, obviously. Astralis, especially with being able to save, they obviously have plenty of economy to immediately rebuy back into this one. They'll very likely still have a good bit of money left over as well, at least onto a few of the players. So Heretics need to start picking up the pace, similar to what we've seen from Astralis back on their T side, where they had that kind of tough beginning and then were able to just take over completely on their own. But I mean, that's more to be expected of Astralis than it would be of Heretics here, especially considering, as you said, Maka, he was so crucial on that first half, and being now on the T side of Inferno, it's a lot harder to get going with the AWP.
Yeah, he got a nice kill in that last round, though, on the A-long aggression, which definitely was a big part of them winning that round. Double stack in the apartments. You see this sometimes, and for me, I don't often see it come away with a clean advantage for the CTs. It's kind of hard, I think, to really get away with kills from that double stack, unless the Ts literally don't expect it and just peek without using any nades. That could be the case, because Keo is investigating. Okay, here we go. He's trying to bait out the shot. The gun barrel spotted, but Device is not falling for it. Good shot from Device with the AWP. Clay's looking to land one of his own, but he's forced away from Banana. The flashbang allows him to fall back, and Heretics all on Banana, setting up this B player.
Glaive, though, who's already posted it up on the up, holding for that peak to come in, and it is Maka who he finds trying to come around the corner. Has the help of Xipix as well on towards construction, and already the help as well from Dupree, who's beginning to rotate into the spawn. Xipix flashed in to take the peak for himself. The op posted up from Glaive yet again from the pillar, and they just cleaned that one up quickly. Not a single casualty. I think the only real damage they took there was towards the end of it when they walked through the Molotov after they had already won the round. So a pretty much flawless gun round from Astralis after dropping one, not letting Heretics Heretics actually start building up anything at all here in this one. And you can see left scraping together the best buy that they possibly can. It's 3 AKs, a Galil, and a Mac-10. Nades are pretty good. That is one positive. But if they drop this round, then they're in a similar investment in this next one to try and actually stop Astralis from going up the map in serious point.
3-man B stack for Astralis in this round, so the Banana control will be fully taken away from Heretics. This has been somewhat of an issue throughout the half for Heretics. These Banana fights have sometimes gone the way of Astralis. But generally, Heretics have at least been able to regain banana control later with some utility of their own. And Glaive is now left posted up on banana with the AWP alone. The rest of Astralis stacking over on the A bomb site. As for Heretics, they remain undecided at the start of this round, taking their time with over a minute left on the clock. They are again sitting back at the start of this round, but Glaive might be about to pull the trigger. While blind, he gets the kill on banana, and he's got the Molotov to slow things down further and buy a bit of time for the CT rotation.
Yeah, but immediately it's been brought back towards A. As you can see, the Vice was initially holding around mid with the flash obviously coming in. They do have an idea that Heretics, at least they're going to be showing some presence now around this position. Only 40 seconds. They don't really have much time at all to actually get moving. I'm surprised the Astralis haven't begun to rotate. They definitely will now that they've spotted the bomb coming up close. The Vice finds one immediately. Magisk as well going to be able to frag in, and the Vice falling back on the bomb site. Gets up on the box safely with the Tech 9. Drops Navera. Magisk ends that round 14-10. Again, not a single casualty for Astralis. This really does just look like a replica of what we had happen on the CT side of Dust 2, where Heretics had such a competitive first half. But once they swap over to the T side, they just aren't able to do anything. And it's not necessarily because Heretics have a bad T side. It's just because Astralis are just shutting it down. They are playing so perfectly with those nades, always chipping away to health, switching it up from round to round as well, making it very hard to predict what they're going to be going up against.
Well, speaking of unpredictable, Heretics have pistols in this round, and they've generally been very passive in these early gun rounds. So now that they've got the pistols, they've got a bit more freedom. Unfortunately, XMS's freedom is used to peek down mid, where Glaive was ready for it. Dupree doesn't get that kill. Glaive steals it away, but the AWP is doing all the work necessary so far. Dupree goes back for more. He finally gets the kill he was waiting for, and Zipex also pushes down B. I think you can see at this point, Astralis just so comfortable. They're getting aggressive. They're taking the round wins, and they are one round away from victory in this series.
Indeed, it's a little bit sad. Overall, though, Heretics, I think, definitely would have impressed quite a few people throughout this series, showing that they definitely are a capable team. If people haven't really been following them, because I believe all their games have actually been over here on the B stream, so I'm sure if some guys were just sticking to the main one, they may not have been able to have actually caught any of them so far. But even just look back at their stats, as I said, the only team that they've lost to throughout their past few games has been Fnatic, and even then managed to claim a map off them. Well, let's see. I mean, 5 rounds, not impossible for overtime. Dupree even has been spotted getting aggressive there through the apartments. Realizes he has been, just drops the molly in case there was anyone waiting up close and begins to fall away. And that's probably for the best. You do see Heretics looking to get this control around apartments, and with that very likely try and work out towards the middle. But Astralis have a 4-man stack on this side because they have Zipex pushed all the way down to the bottom of Banana already. So they have good positions to try and hold this one. Coming around long. The Vice is the first man to fall, but Glaive has the AWP and he gets the help of Magisk. It may not be quite enough. Now he's in a pretty tough spot being trapped around Moto. And indeed, being peeked from up on the balcony, we're actually seeing Heretics claiming control of the bomb site.
Zipex, if he deploys this nade in the right spot, could maybe have a chance. It's unlikely, but here comes the Molotov to the site. There are 2 players low on health. Is this going to do enough? The nade to follow is about to be deployed. Nope, never mind. He thinks better of it. That might call the save. That might signal the save call from Zipex. Flash going through. He's actually hanging around, but there's no way he's winning this at this point. The time is too far gone, so it's just about the kills at the end. Astralis is so rich, he can play for the exit frags, but he's not going to get any of them. Lucky nails the shot. And Heretics keep themselves alive, but like I was saying, Astralis' money is so good right now. They're going to get whatever the hell they want into this next round. They go back to the single AWP of device. They are balling.
It'd have to be, I mean, winning this one and then winning the next one would maybe actually run the economy down, but even then at that point the loss bonus would be starting to build up, so Astralis at most would take 1 eco, come back onto the gun round. But I mean, it's only 4 between us, so there is certainly still some hope for Heretics. If they get this one, maybe I'd start believing just a little bit. Going back to trying to take this quick banana control though for themselves. We've seen before when they went for it, the nades were a big issue.
How is that?
Again, they are tossed in. Quite a bit of damage being done. XMS is closed in. The distance against the wall actually, and they didn't realize initially, so Zipex falls. Glaive now trapped around the sandbags, needs some support. The Molotov at least delays a small bit, and as the mirror comes around the edge of the smoke, I was gonna say he should be a sitting duck, but apparently not. Now it's Magisk who's left alone on this B side of the map, and he just wants to continue aggressing. It's legged by the op of Maka. Nearly actually managed to find the kill either way, but did take down Navira, keeping them in with a pretty solid fighting chance considering the health on 2 of these Heretics players.
Oh no, the nade. Oh dear. Maka gets away from it. I thought he was a dead man, but he just about dodges away from the nade. He's down to 6 health. In the meantime, Dupree is just sitting back on the A site, and Device has rotated over to A. A bit of a risk taken by Astralis here, hoping that they can get the right read on the situation because they're down in numbers. You can see Device currently has the pistol in his hand, so he seems somewhat aware that some of these players may be low on health, or maybe he just wants the ability to connect onto multiple players with that dig. Either way, it's not going to be relevant because Heretics are executing onto the B bomb site, and Astralis have no one here to meet them.
Yeah, I mean, the save doesn't harm them if they do go for it, although you see quickly rotating in. Yeah, Device going straight up banana with 2 of them low. As you said, maybe knowing that Device has been has gone ahead and just pulled out the deagle for himself as he moves forward, so there was certainly some hope. Makado posted up on the corner, shuts down the banana flank pretty quickly, and Dupree hadn't even really left the A bomb site, so that's why I was wondering why exactly Device was still moving forward. And a save of the M4 just going to come in. Not a big deal that you went down. There's still plenty of money for the offense to be rebought in this next round, but they will be spending the majority of that money to actually get the reinvestment. So some opportunities definitely here for Heretics if they can get one more. Off the back of that, potentially then could be facing off against an eco.
I have a question,
may even have a chance for exits here.
Ooh, you may have a chance for exits, actually. Hold on to my question, because Dupree is going to get a kill up close. That's the orb. Do they have another orb they can get? No. I mean, they can still buy.
One. Oof. Yeah, he needed to kind of take out 2 of the players at least for it to be worthwhile. Then they probably would have been lacking a few nades and such, but I think they're okay only losing 1 more.
Yeah, it's not bad. So my question is the spread of the Molotov just random sometimes? Because XMS behind that half wall, I feel like the Molotov spread perfectly around him so that he survived.
I'm really not exactly sure.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how the flames work. I'm sure that'd be something that like 3-click Phillips or something would do in the video on.
Because I feel like I see that sometimes where maybe you throw the same Molotov and it lands slightly differently. Either way, not too important because we're back into the gun round, and Device almost lands that shot there. Ends up hitting the wall in front of him rather than the head that was on his screen, but he comes close to the opening kill of the round, and Maka, having heard that AWP shot, he wants to fight Device, and it's Magisk that he finds. Dink from Magisk is not good enough. Nice shot from Maka, and Heretics again get the early advantage. They've started to win some of these opening fights now.
And with that, it's becoming quite scary. Look at his boost from Lucky as well. I thought Zippix was maybe considering peeking in. Just tosses the nade, hoping maybe someone up close to that wall would be tagged up. Not the case for now, though. Heretics still just holding in this 5-on-4 that they have, looking to maybe eventually advance out mid and try and get that control, just limit any sort of info for Astralis. And indeed, are going to begin to actually move it back over towards A. And for the moment, the Astralis haven't really gone for any crazy gambles themselves, just keeping 2 towards either bomb site. So this is going to be quite difficult for them to hold. 1 towards the graveyard being Dupree. Okay, pops up just as Kiyoshima comes around the corner. Oh, the nade onto Maka as well. That should finish him off. That's the bomb. They're going to have to spend a bit of time going and retrieving that now.
That's a huge kill. Maka going down, and they're not moving. Well, they're moving back to the apartments to get that bomb, but Dupree has still got this angle. He is picking them apart in this round, and Lucky is trying to wrap round, but he's the last man standing. He's got to get the bomb in a 1v3. There's so little time. 15 seconds. You've got to go, buddy. You've got to go. It's the last round. You have to try this, Lucky. He doesn't like his chances, though. He's finally moving in, and Dupree will take it away with the ace. Well worked by Dupree at the end there, shutting them down on the A bomb